مرحبا بكم في قناة أطلانتس، قناة العملات القديمة والنادرة. لا تنسوا بالضغط على زر الإعجاب وتفعيل جرس الاشتراك حتى يصلكم كل جديد على قناتنا.
3 very rare and expensive U.S. experimental coins. Since the beginning of the 40s of the last century, the United States of America has issued several experimental currencies, but these currencies were not destined to continue. In this video, we will discuss the 3 most important experimental currencies issued by the U.S. Mint. 1. 1943 Experimental Shell Case, Cent. 1943 saw a few other cents struck in bronze of slightly different compositions. These were experiments, rather than errors, but they're still very cool coins. Experts can tell the difference between these and the rare 1943 bronze error pennies by looking at the color of the metal and the characteristics of the strike. The experimental coins may have weak strikes as a result of the new alloy not taking the design as well. Some of these coins are museum pieces. One example struck in 91.7% copper, 7.5% zinc and 0.8% silver. Today resides in the Edward C. Rochette Money Museum in Colorado Springs. If you find one of these coins, they're very valuable. The precise value will depend on the quality of the coin, but a conservative estimate would be around $170,000. 2. 1942 Experimental Alloy, 1942 cent. Judd 2079, struck in aluminum, PR66. Regular die trial issue but struck in aluminum with a plain edge. Struck on a planchet that is almost twice as thick as a regular cent, although this is not evident in the PCGS encasement. The pattern cents from 1942 are divided into 2 groups, those of the regular issue design as this piece and those modeled after the Colombian 2 centavo. The regular design patterns are far rarer as a group but limited to only 3 compositions: aluminum, zinc-coated steel, and white metal. Those modeled after the 2 centavo are far more available as a group and seen in a wide variety of compositions, but some are equally as rare as the regular issue die trials. The Judd book, 10th edition, makes an interesting comment about these pieces. Regular 1942 Lincoln, cent, dies are said to have been used to strike coins in pure zinc, copper, and zinc, zinc-coated steel, aluminum, copper welt, antimony, white metal, and lead, among other materials. If this is accurate, then there are many other experimental alloy cents that remain to be discovered, as only 3 alloys are known today. PCGS had this coin tested several years ago and the results showed that it was aluminum. The weight of the piece is 1.563 gram, about half the normal 3.11 gram. When the coin was resubmitted to PCGS and analyzed, its composition came back: aluminum 98%, silicon 0.7%, iron 0.6%, silver 0.5%, magnesium 0.4%. This is one of the most fascinating experimental pieces to enter the market in several years. The pattern coinage of 1942 to 1943 is definitely an under-researched area of 20th century U.S. numismatics. This problem will be resolved, but not for several years. And the last time one was sold at auction was in April 24, 2014, that coin fetched an astonishing $199,750. 3. Penny 1982 Small Date Copper. Can you imagine a penny worth $1 million just floating around in circulation? Of course, you've got to know what you're looking for, because to the unaided eye, this rare penny might not look or feel any different than the highly common zinc 1982D small date pennies. How to find the rare 1982D small date copper penny? You're probably wondering if it's easy to find a rare 1982 copper penny like this small date variety. Only 2 have been discovered so far, but relatively few people take time to really search their 1982 pennies, too. If you're diligent, you might find a 1982D small date copper penny or another valuable error coin like it. So, if you find a 1982D penny, keep it. And remember, the D mint mark from Denver must be under the date. If there's no D mint mark on your 1982 penny, there's no chance that it's the rare one. You'll also need weigh all of your 1982D pennies. The most efficient, foolproof method is to check them each on a coin scale. And what about the small date? How can you tell a 1982D small date penny from a 1982D large date penny? You've got to check the alignment of the tops of each numeral in the date to see if you've got a small date or large date penny. On a 1982D large date penny, the tops of the 9 and 8 in the 1982 date will appear higher than the 1 and the 2. On a 1982D small date penny, the tops of all the numerals appear to be aligned, and the bottoms of the 1, 8, and 2 will also appear in alignment. In 1982, the quality of the strikes declined and changes were made to the obverse legends, including the date, to allow faster production of the zinc pennies. In Denver, the small date subtype was introduced after the remaining bronze plates were made. All surviving 1982D small date bronze cents are transition alloy errors, cousins of the famous 1943 bronze cents. So like the famous 1943 bronze cents, the 1982D small date memorial cents are extremely rare and worth $1 million. The pattern coinage of 1942 to 1999 is definitely an under-researched area of 20th century US numismatics. This problem will be resolved, but not for several years.